everyone, welcome back to my allotment diaries. My name is Emma, these are my allotment diaries, and this is my allotment plot here in South London. I'd love for you to hit subscribe if you aren't already subscribed to my YouTube channel. I've just got back from the Isle of Wight. I went to the Isle of Wight to visit my family over Easter, so you saw a video, I think I put it up on Tuesday instead of Wednesday, I got confused with the dates. But the video that you would have seen last was actually filmed before Easter, and now I'm back from Easter. So a few things have changed since I've been away, because obviously I've been away for about 6 days, and it's actually amazing at this time of year because so much grows and changes at this time of year in just a really short amount of time, so it feels like a completely different plot. I want to show you around, I want to show you what's been growing, what's not been growing, what's died, what's alive, stuff like that. So let me just show you around a little bit and then we can get on with what we want to do today. So right, let me start with the pond because this is amazing. In just 6 days we have, I mean, the whole pond looks more alive now. Would you agree? And we've got all the greenery around here, but look at all of these tulips come up. I didn't actually know I planted this many, or at least I thought they might have all just died, but they are absolutely beautiful. They're like a two-coloured tulip. We've got the yellow and the red in there, and they're all just starting to come up around here, and it just looks beautiful. I think the more spring bulbs around the pond, the better. So I might put in even more next year. These tulips here at the front of the plot have come up as well, and can you see they've got like this little frill on them, on the petals. They're absolutely beautiful. I wish I knew what they were called, but you know what I do? I just go into the shop and I look at the pictures and I just buy the ones that I like and whack them in. And yeah, I've got them all around the plot. You can see the yellow ones come up there, not done so well. These have been blown around in the storm. Unfortunately, we did have a storm the day before I left, so I couldn't get here to see the damage, but luckily nothing had really blown away too much. It seems to have been okay. Over here in this area here, just under the apple tree, all of these tulips now are starting to bloom, which just looks amazing. This is the section of the plot with the little tree stump and the apple tree that I really planted up heavily with like bulbs and all sorts of things, but you can see all the tulips coming up here. It's just beautiful. But yeah, it's just been so nice to come back from 6 days and not find that everything's died, you know. I mean, it's a little bit early in the year for everything to have died, you know. I'd be a little bit worried if everything had died, but there have been a couple of casualties. Now, do you remember in my last vlog I was going on about how well my cornflowers were doing? So I scattered all the seeds and we had like so much germination, it was insane. They've all gone, they're not here anymore. There's like, I can hardly see any of them. This was the exact area I was showing you last time, and it was absolutely covered in little seedlings. Now you can still see a couple around. See a couple down there. These little ones here, this is cornflowers, but the majority of them have gone. They've all been eaten. So that's a bit annoying. Fear not, guys, fear not. I've brought some more seeds with me today. It's not too late to whack out more. I always like to do it a bit early, and then you've got time to whack out even more. So that's what we're going to do today. Oh, last thing I wanted to talk about as well was the old scarecrow, Harry. Now Harry's done a fantastic job. He's not quite ready for a promotion yet because he keeps falling apart, and I think the birds will be able to tell that's not human, because no human stands like that, Harry, like that. You see what I mean? He's like constantly dancing, but he's done a great job because nothing has got in here, and this has stayed standing. It's a bit wonky, you can see that, granted, I accept that, but under here I think it's alive. Yeah, most of it's alive. Look, it's all alive, and I think it's all thanks to you, Harry. So I have a feeling it was the birds. I think the Foxy, a lot of people were putting in the comments justice for Foxy, because I think he was wrongly accused. So justice for Foxy, absolutely. I think it was the birds. Now on the Isle of Wight I picked up a present for my allotment plot. Yes, you're welcome, allotment. I couldn't resist them. By the seaside I've got these. Now these are like things you put in sandcastles and they sort of spin around, but they're supposed to be really good at deterring the birds, and they're quite pretty. So I was going to whack them in everywhere, see what they do. But yeah, I thought that would be fun for the plot. So let's whack these in and hopefully deter some more of the birds. we're just at that allotment stage now where we're just going to keep re-sowing and replanting. We're not going to worry so much about things dying. We're just going to keep whacking stuff in. We're going to keep re-whacking stuff in. That's the plan now. I think you get to a point sort of at the beginning of April where you just realise that more is more, an allotment, and you've got to plant, you know, it's gardening maths. Like I said before, if you want a broccoli, you've got to sow about 50 broccolis to get one, because the birds are going to get some of them are going to die for no reason, some you're going to forget to water, some are just going to die. I said that already, but even more will just die, and you'll end up with just one. So, you know, you've got to keep sowing, keep re-sowing. And right now, because my cornflowers have all disappeared into oblivion, I don't even know what happened to them, I brought some more seeds to go in here. So we've got some poppies, which are the ballerina poppies. It's all different colours and lots of petals on them. We've got the cornflowers, and then I've got a cornflower mix which has got some more wildflower seeds in, and we're just going to put more down. That's it. That's the plan now, guys. Just keep sowing, keep whacking it in. The more you sow, the more chance they have of living. And the slugs, they can't eat all of them. They just can't eat a million. They just can't. I disagree. They can't. You've got to stop eating at some point. Swish them in. Try not to kill the ones that are already sown, but I don't think there's many of them, so it's alright. Right, this is just because I think not all of them are completely covered, and I'm hoping that these will sort of deter the birds a little bit, or make them a bit wary. I don't know actually. Will they? I'm not sure I'd be scared of them, but I'm not a bird, so. Of course, I don't think it was the birds that killed all of those seedlings. I think it was slugs, and I brought some slugless with me. So far you've seen me put down Strolch. Let me just remind you what Strolch is. Strolch has been very effective in this bed here. I'll show you. So Strolch is essentially like a wet hay that you put down. You kind of mulch your bed with it. It's very good at retaining water and moisture in your bed, as well as deterring slugs. They don't like to walk over this. And you can see that my beetroot's coming up, all my parsnips are coming up, and so far no slug damage at all. So it's basically a wet hay. But what I've brought with me today is slugless, and this is basically, they're like pellets, but they're a natural slug pellet, so they're not a poison or anything that I'm putting down. So it's not a pesticide or a poison. It's essentially natural organic pellets made up of things like shells and I don't know what else, like hay and all sorts of things. And when you water them, they make a protective barrier, and it's all about just creating a barrier that the slugs can't cross. That's it. That's all I want to do. I'm going to scatter it over this bed, because when they're watered in and they make that barrier, the seedlings can go through it. No problem at all. No problem. So we'll whack it down. It'd probably make no bleeding difference at all, to be honest with you, but you know, you've got to try. Here, I'll just show you an up close of it. It's from Andermatt Home and Garden. I have worked with them in the past, but I'm not working with them right now. I genuinely really liked this product, so I brought this one. It's slugless, organic slug and snail deterrent, 10 litres. So they kind of look a little bit like cat food. I don't know what cat food looks like, but I imagine it looks a bit like this. And they do break up. I mean, they need a lot more water to break up properly, but the rain usually takes care of it. So I'm going to leave it for the rain to sort out, to be honest. And obviously I don't need it to work straight away because the seedlings haven't grown yet. But by the time they do, they should be protected. and that is slugless, and that's what I'm going to be using on a lot of the crops as well as Strolch. The brambles that I put down have done really well as well, but you need like a multi approach to dealing with slugs and snails, and this is just one of the ways that I do that. It looks a bit weird, it doesn't look as pretty as Strolch. I always think Strolch looks a lot better, but there it is, they're all in. Hopefully they will stay alive. Now I didn't put down these ones because I thought I could finish off that little flower border at the back because I ran out of seeds, didn't I? And these are really pretty. They've got a big mix in here. Poppies, cornflowers, little daisies. I didn't quite have enough to finish this border down the back here, this long border. All down here. I sort of want flowers, so I'm going to whack some more in. I also picked up some rocket today because I realised that I haven't got any rocket, and I love growing rocket. It's such an easy crop to grow. You can harvest it relatively quickly, you know, within like three and a half months of sowing it, assuming it survives and nothing else eats it. But yeah, it's a great crop. It's one of my favourite salad crops to grow. Is a rocket. I suppose you'd call it a rocket. If you just grew one, it'd be a rocket, wouldn't it? Anyway, I thought we'd whack it in this bed here, which has got my sweet peas in at the end. Let me spin you round. It's got the sweet peas in at the end here, which are hopefully going to go up the archway. This archway here is going to have all my beans up it this year, but in here it's a little bit empty. So I thought we'd just stick a few rows of rocket in here and see how it does. Like I said, guys, it's the time for whacking stuff in. You've got to just start whacking stuff in, whatever it is. Just keep whacking it in. Here comes the wind again. Alright, let's whack this in. We'll just do a couple of rows. So we'll do a row there, like that, and a row there. Actually, we'll do another row there as well. Let's do 3 rows. Let's go crazy. Let's go seed crazy and do 3 rows. I never do 3, I always do 2 or 4. But today, we're going to do 3. That's alright actually, that's quite easy. Lovely. Oh blimey, it's going to take off! Oh my god! Wow, look at that one over there! Look at him! That's it. When they're going round like that, it looks like they're going to take off. It's like I've made little helicopters. It gets really windy today, it's really windy. They look like they're about to take off in the air. I hope they don't fly off somewhere and impale a bird. Like, I don't want to catch a bird, you know, I just want to deter them a little bit. I think they work a little bit too well. Right, okay, we planted all that in, that's excellent. One more thing I wanted to do, because I can't stay here long. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm in a little bit of a, not a rushing mood, but I am sort of like trying to be quick because I've got to get back home. It's the Easter holidays. I want to go in there. I want to go into my little brassica tent and do some weeding. So I want to put myself in there somehow and sort of weed it, because in here there are quite a few weeds coming up. This is obviously a plot that's been untouched for a long time, and so we are getting quite a lot of weeds. Let's take this off. I don't know how else to do it other than like getting in. Whoa. Get out, get out, get out. Okay, a lot of these are flattened. Do you think they'll still grow if they're a bit flattened? I think they might still grow if they're a bit flattened. Oh. I just say it's quite nice in here actually. It's quite calm. It's like being in a kid's tent. I like it. No one walks past and thinks, what is she doing in there? It is a bit like Crystal Maze. I feel like I've been locked in a Crystal Maze challenge, and it's like you only get out if you complete it, or I'm locked in here to the end of the show, and I don't want to be locked in here, you know? That must be terrifying. Got newfound respect for the contestants on Crystal Maze now. Newfound respect, guys. Right, most of it's alive. I'd say 80% of it's alive. That is excellent. Please don't die, guys. Please don't die. Can't get out now. Can't get out. I want to get out. If anyone walks past and sees me like this, I think that'd be it. My reputation will be ruined. Reputation. What reputation? Oh God. Right, I'm out. I'm out. I think I've said this before, but the worst weather you can have when you're on an allotment plot is the wind. The wind does more damage than snow, frost, rain, scorching sun, anything. Wind. Wind is the most damaging of all. It just pulls everything up, it goes absolutely crazy. It makes everything go mad and fly everywhere, and also it's quite unsafe on an allotment plot because not everyone's things are secured down properly, and that's not a dig, that's just a fact. Things can get blown up and blown all over the place, so it's not the place to be when it's really windy. I have to say, I'm a bit scared. Right, I've come to my shed to talk to you because it is so windy. It's getting so windy now. I don't know if it was supposed to be windy today, but it is windy. But yeah, bindweed is going to be one of my biggest nemesis this year, so that's something to look forward to. me moaning about the bindweed all summer. I think what we'll do is we'll call it a day there, just so we don't get impaled by something or blown away. I hope you'll understand that. And what I'll do next time is I'll plant out my main crop potato. So I've got two varieties going in. One's going to go at the front of the plot, one's going to go at the back of the plot, and we'll get the potatoes in because it is time for main crop potatoes now. You can just whack them in if you're in the south. I don't know, the north is different. I don't know much about the north in Scotland. I'm not going to lie, it's a completely different climate up there. It's like a different planet to me. I've actually never been north. The furthest north I've ever been, I think, is, I was going to say Wandsworth, but I don't think that's north, is it? The furthest north I've ever been is probably Reading. That's as far north as I've gone. So I don't know nothing about the north really. Oh God, I've been to Bath, but is that west? That might be west. Anyway, I haven't been north, I don't think. But yeah, if you're where I am on the south, then or sort of London area, then you can put out your main crop now. It should be all right. My earlies are all coming up, so that's good. And yeah, I've got some more stuff to whack in. Like I said, it's all about whacking stuff in. Hope you've enjoyed the vlog today. If you have, do subscribe to my channel, and I will be back again for a proper full-length vlog next week. Have a lovely gardening weekend. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.